And of course, I'm your host, Chelsea T. Now, before I begin, I must give my utmost congratulations to Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors in their phenomenal performance against the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA Finals. But I must admit, while I was watching the game, I couldn't help but have a bad taste in my mouth. Now, I don't know if it was from the country fried steak that I had early on that day or the chicken parmesan from the night before, but for some reason, I couldn't help but have this guilty feeling in the pit of my stomach, as if somebody was taking the easy way out. Now, you might ask, why do you feel that way, Chelsea? Well, those feelings are directed towards Kevin Durant. Now, I admit he had a phenomenal performance, averaging over 30 a game in the finals. Is crazy. He cannot be defended. Hypothetically speaking, what if Coach Lee would have implemented the Jordan rules executed by Isaiah Thomas and the Bad Boys? During that era, the Detroit Pistons double-teamed Michael Jordan every single time the ball was in his hands. Now, what if the Cleveland Cavaliers would have double-teamed KD every single time he had the ball? Would he have been as offensively productive? This also makes me wonder about how legends make their way to greatness. And when I think about that, I think about Michael Jordan. Now, on his way to his first ring, he went through a lot of adversities, getting swept by the Celtics, being beaten by the Detroit Pistons 3 times in a row. And it wasn't until the 1991 Eastern Conference Finals when the Chicago Bulls swept the Detroit Pistons in 4 games, and Michael Jordan went on to win his first championship. Now, you look at Michael Jordan's narrative on to winning his first ring. Compare that to Kevin Durant. Now, last year in the Western Conference Finals, Kevin Durant was this close to getting a taste of what the NBA Finals was like. He was up 3-1 against the Golden State Warriors until the Golden State Warriors came back and went on to go to the NBA Finals. So you compare that, Michael Jordan stayed with his team, but Kevin Durant abandoned ship. So his narrative for winning this first ring is that he consciously removed himself from that competitive equation to head ship to Golden State and win his first ring. I'm not here to take anything away from you though, Kevin Durant. You have more rings than I do, so hey, you won. While I'm waiting for my water to come to a boil, let me just spit and say that even though it is nearly 3 weeks after Tiger Woods was arrested for a DUI in Jupiter, Florida, I am still upset that the footage from his arrest was released. Now, it was said that the evidence was released so that the community can watchdog the police, but I'm not going for it. It's already enough that Tiger is trying to make his return to the PGA, rehabbing multiple back surgeries, and fighting old age while dealing with the constant whispers of doubt. But this is just too much. Even though there wasn't any alcohol in his system, and Tiger admitted that it was an unexpected reaction to prescribed medications, the dashcam footage is another reason for the whispers to continue. But before you all lose hope on the 14 major champion, let us remember when former Green Bay Packers quarterback Brett Favre had an addiction to painkillers in 1996. After suffering multiple injuries and surgeries, it came to the point where Favre was taking 2 weeks worth of painkillers every day. It wasn't until he had a seizure in the hospital where he had his wake-up call to get some help. Even though Favre described that moment in his life as a constant uphill battle, the following football season, he led his team to a Super Bowl victory against the New England Patriots. I tell this story just to remind you all that adversity does build character, and even when the most iconic figures, they will sometimes understand that. So when you ask the question, what does Tiger Woods need? Well, he needs support from the golf community and from his fans. He should not have to be concerned about fighting for his character while fighting for not only his career, but for his family. History does have a crazy way of repeating itself, and I'm more than sure that Tiger will be able to chip his way out of this bunker in his life and return to the great eye of the tiger. And speaking of greatness, Congratulations again to the Golden State Warriors, and remember, your day is never complete without a dose of tea with Chelsea T. Thanks for watching.